and welcome back to Chai Chat with Lavina. We are talking about adoption in the UK and in India, the challenges and the entire process of navigating it. We did discuss a lot for Indian origin parents living in the UK wanting to adopt in the UK or in India. And now we want to look at the child's perspective, because especially in India, it's a very close process, as Sangeeta just told us. So thank you for your time again, Professor Anna Gupta and Sangeeta Pohan, India adoption expert, UK adoption expert. So from the child's perspective, do they have to go through, like, so are they paraded to be, and what is the impact on them?
So children, as family, they don't expose or disclose the child's adoptive status, but those nowadays gradually parents are telling that it's not openness about adoption, it's just disclosing you are adopted and trying to give a positive kind of narrative. But that does not stop over there, but it is limited to the internal family or the very close-knit community. But this struggle of the child starts in the school and the social periphery, because parents normally they don't disclose the adoptive status to the school or the teachers, because the school community is also not equipped to handle the kind of situation, because there is no training, there is no awareness. So it is a really challenge for the child to go out and tell that I'm adopted. One of my participants said, when I disclose, she's very open about the adoptive status as an adult woman. And she shared this, I'm an adopted one. Oh, no, you cannot be an adopted. Because
इसको normal करना जरूरी है.
इसको normal करना जरूरी है, because there is, that kind of why people take it a backseat, because there is a understanding, that is a picture, visualization. Adopted people are like that. They cannot be equal. They are different. But the narrative should be they are different, but they are equal. So that is a struggle. Adopted people, they have to tell. If this open, people, how do they navigate this? Some of the people, my participants said, we first judge the person with whom we are talking. Whether the person will take my adoptive status as positive or negative, or I'll be bombarded with many questions. So the judge it, the scan it, the person, then only they feel comfortable. So it's a continuous process in their mind, whether I should confine my adoption status to myself or I should reveal my adoptive status. So, yeah.
I mean, we've learned in this country, and we still have a lot to learn, but one of the things we learned, because certainly in the 60s and the 70s and some of the 80s, there was closed adoption. There was adoptive children were not told. And then they found out as teenagers, when they find birth certificates, when they go and get a passport, they find out, and suddenly their whole lives are lies, and they lose trust in their parents. And so that's why, the openness, it's expected. They won't necessarily see the birth family, and a lot of them don't. Most don't see the birth parents, but some do, but most don't. But they will have information, and they will have ability to access that information about their histories as well, which I think is really crucial, and because otherwise there are gaps in people, who they are.
Lost, absolutely. Are they paraded? Are the parents have to go in shoes like this, or that's a little bit of a...
Well, there is a practice. It's not paraded, but there is a practice that some social workers feel quite conflicted about. So they have these sort of days in parks, and they have, I've forgotten what they're called, but they're like, the adopters will bring the children to the parks and they'll play, and then some of the foster parents, will bring the children, and the adopters might come along and play with them. So they're not told that these people are looking for you, looking out for you, but they will be, they'll be there. They'll be there.
और इंडिया में
foster parent or fostering is there on the paper.
नहीं, बाहर कैसे दिखाते हैं बच्चों को?
No, I don't think there is, but now in adoption in Indian system is completely mechanical. You have to go online in the CARA system, you have to give your information and register, and then a nearby social adoption agency will be given your information, that one social worker will visit your place and do the home study. That will be uploaded, and after that there is no communication at all. Your name, your preference, when the serial number will come, will be matched with a child, with the child.
You don't go and see the child?
No, not now. It is completely mechanical. You know, you are building a human relationship without in a mechanical way. So this is really challenging. This change is started from 2016 onwards, and
You don't see the child at all.
No.
You don't have a choice in who you.
and if you don't, somebody doesn't like the child, probably, you know, just looking at the photograph, you will be given 48 hours to confirm whether you are going to accept the child or not. And if somebody says no, and then their serial will go to the last, and again another 2 years. So you can imagine how ordeal is challenging, and people, because their serial number will not come, so it is like they at times adopt a child half-heartedly. When you are taking a child half-heartedly, you imagine the kind of, you know, push and pull factor. And
is not really.
so this is not the, you know, here and the country where adoption has been really nice.
Unbelievable too. So last tip for the parents, for British parents wanting to adopt in India. If you do want to, if you देश का बच्चा चाहिए.
देश का बच्चा चाहिए तो इतना ऑडियल के जाने के लिए तैयार होनी चाहिए, and you have to be prepared that you will not get any information about the birth family. Although there is a process where the child can access the birth parents' information after 18 years, but there is not much available in the one. So it is very difficult. This should try here rather than if it is.
For you, the last tip.
Keep going, keep trying. It might take time to match. The assessment might be quite intrusive and difficult, but stick with it. But I'd really support, even if there's not contact, keep a sense of talking about this child being adopted, but talking about adopted in a positive way, in an emotionally positive way, and keep open, allow the child to communicate with you about the adoption, about where their heritage from. It's not shameful, it's a good, positive thing. Because otherwise, now in the internet age, a big risk is that if you don't talk about it openly, if you're not giving information, the children will go online. They'll go on Instagram and Facebook, and they won't be able to talk about it.
Anyway, thank you very, very much, both of you, for such insightful information. I'm absolutely gobsmacked about the way it is, children adopted in India. I have to say, but it's an ordeal to adopt a child. We try to give you an insight into the two sides of the laws and the processes in the UK and in India. And as our experts say, for Indian parents living in the UK looking at adoption, the easier option probably is the UK, and keeping an open mind as well. But if you have to go to India, this is what it is. If you have any queries, please do write in to me. Even on this topic, we can go on at another time. I'm at Lavina Tandon on Twitter and on ChaiChat@ashtak.com. Thank you, take care, and God bless.